Okay. I can't wait for it. Today we're going to be covering PLTR. Now, just to give you a little quick synopsis on who I am and where I come from, I'm not going to bore you to death on it, but I do have acquired savant syndrome. I had a traumatic brain injury back 6 years ago. I got hit from behind at 70 miles per hour. It gave me 11 staples in the back of my head. And I was instantly able to start painting near realism when I had no art talent for that. I spray painted a mural on the side of a building, never touched a spray can in my life. And when I started looking at charts, I saw something that, just kind of made sense to me. And it's kind of tweaked the same thing as, the art did for me. Like I started seeing things that just started making sense. And so I have a little bit of unconventional way of trading, and I'm going to try to show you and explain to you what I see and why I think LTR is going to go where it's going to go. And so if you look at my chart right now, you can see I have a trend line drawing connecting the tops of these lines coming down. And when I see price action break that trend line right there, there's your first confirmation that this is switching over to get ready to go high. Now it's not ready to go high yet. So what we do is we wait for the flat area to be made where the price action of these candles, let me make this a little bit bigger. So you've got this price action that jumps up here and makes this little flat area right here and right here, and then it comes back down and dips into this area. And where it dips, you start to see these candles making like an angle going up, like they're kind of going out of the way to make this angle going up. And this one reaches out with like a wick to kind of final that touch, and then it drops. And so then at that point, what you do is you draw a trend line that knows going up, and that shows where price action wants to go. And then you wait for this to dip down back into liquidity area down here and create a new lower low. Once it creates this new lower low, you see this candle right here. Let me get this. This candle right here. Now that is the same as this candle over here. And so over here you had this higher high made, and then price action went sideways, consolidated, and kind of dipped down like this, and then created a bounce to come out and made this stronger candle coming out. That candle, even though it's bigger, is the same as this candle over here. Oops, wrong one. And so now the trend lines, these are trend lines that I've grabbed from the past. The way I see the market, I see that the market's always constantly repeating itself. And so what I did was I found trend lines of price action that was in the past and moved them forward to the relative area of where they belong based on where they were at in the price action in the past. And so now carry it forward, this is what you have, is you have this price action. And you have this trend line that's being drawn right here. And so you see the price action jumps up, comes back down, finds support on top of the trend line, starts to grow back up off of it. I've got the entry set at 19 here because that was basically where the node was, where it was created right here, and it spun down, spins back up, finds support on top of it, and then shoots up from there. And so that's my entry, and then my exit where I'm plotting it is based on this trend line here and where the node was from the last previous high where institutional buying wants to take this back to. The node was right where this wick of this candle, let's see if we can make this bigger. All right, so right here, this candle's wick comes up and it cuts across, and these two candles right here plus this one wicks into it, and that is where a node is. It's basically reaching to touch back to it before it drops down, reaches right here to dump again, and then comes over and drops off of it. So that's where your last previous highs node is. And so if you were to draw a line directly across connecting that wick and those candles coming over, that's right at about 38. And so then if I slide over here, that's where my trend line 38. And then on the last previous trend, if price action was to follow it and come up to the high, I mean, you're looking at a high of like 43 before it starts to come off and consolidate, before it starts thinking to come to touch back down to this 38 level. So that's why I put the 38 here, is because I feel like it might go higher, but it's going to come down, find support on top of this 38, go sideways, and then probably break out from there. Might even come back down into the lower 30s and retest the support area down here before it goes back up. But in short, that's where I see price action. It's how I see the market, and also I use this cloud. And whenever price action is generally inside the cloud, I tend to not play it unless it does something that makes sense to me, like it looks like it's repeating something that I saw in the past. And that's what it's doing right here, is it's repeating a move that I saw in the past. And so that's dragged it down here so it stayed out of the way. But that is that's what I see with the PLTR. That's a target range is right about 38. So hopefully that helps. I'll be making more of these. Names I can't wait for it. If you want to see more of my stuff, please put comments in, follow, subscribe, and I'll be talking to you soon.